Hello fabulous ones, welcome back to my channel. I am Marlo Keenan, and if you're new here, welcome to the fabulous family. Today I have a shop my stash video. I'm gonna be doing these type of videos to get through my collection because I have way too much makeup and we have to get through it. You guys will be so surprised on some of the things that I pulled out for this video that I haven't used in so long. You guys may not even remember some of the products, okay? So if you want to see the products that I got out of my collection to use for this look, then continue to watch. But don't forget, before you go, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my future uploads, child. Now, let's get into it. Okay guys, I'm so excited because I feel like it's been so long since I kind of like sat down and filmed. Like I tell you guys all the time, you know, you may see videos go up, but I filmed them like weeks ahead of time. So this is the first time that I'm really sitting down. So I'm excited about shopping my stash. I'm going to start doing videos like this that are basically title shop my stash to get through my stuff. And you guys will not believe the palette that I found today. I was down in the bottom of my drawer and they were stacked, and I'm like, let me see what's down here. And I found this Morphe palette, and it's the 35M palette, and I'm like, have I even touched this palette? And look at it, like I think I've used it maybe one time. I probably did a review on it or something, but I have not used this palette at all, and it's super pretty. It's got beautiful colors, beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes, and all of that jazz. So this is the palette that I'm going to be using on my eyes today. So, but of course, first and foremost, I do have the prime, and what I found in my stash, you guys know I usually go in my Gerard Cosmetics because I'm addicted to it, but I wanted to bust out my Plouise base for this video. I do love this base. There is nothing wrong with this base. It's one of my favorites. I just haven't used it in a while, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're going to set with my Beauty Bakery setting powder. I haven't used this. I think I've used it maybe in the past a couple of weeks, but I don't use it often because it's in my drawer. So I'm like, I'm gonna bust this out and use this. So let's get to it. And you don't really have to like really set this base, but I am, just to make, you know, the shadows blend out easier, because I haven't really used this palette. I don't even remember using it. I know I have at least once, but you know, you just never know. And so I'm just gonna bring that base all the way up, and then I'm also gonna bring it down in my waterline down here, because you guys know I usually do my eyes first anyway. That's exactly what we're gonna continue to do. Okay, so the shade I'm gonna go into first is called Transformer, and it is this rich, deep purple blue shade. I'm gonna pack that sucker right in the outer corner, and this shade was pleasantly surprising because it's super pigmented. I really did like it. I'm gonna blend it out really nice. I was like, ooh, I like this shade, and I wanted to do something different today, like in terms of not only color but going in with shades that you typically wouldn't go in with, and I'll show you as we keep going further. But I'm feeling, you know, LA Laker vibe, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I wanted to do like purple, yellow, and all that jazz, so that's what she's doing. So I'm just gonna go ahead with my Morphe 433 Holy Grail brush, and watch this. I'm just gonna pack that sucker right on. And if I used a shader brush, it would even come out more pigmented, but I didn't want to do that because I'm gonna buff it out. But it is a beautiful shade nonetheless. And you guys know you're gonna hear my fan on because it's hotter than a mofo. Okay, now I'm gonna take it and just dust it on the lower lash line. Tell me guys, because I really want to know, have you guys been even using these palettes? Do you have this Morphe palette, or are you guys even using Morphe anymore? I want to know, because I do like some of their palettes. I mean, I like most of them. There were just only certain launches that I didn't care for. I feel like I was using them a lot more, you know, a few years ago, and I'm just not using them as much. And it's not because I don't like it or I don't believe the quality is good or anything like that. It's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? All right, now I'm gonna go in with, let's see here, it's called Power Slayer, and it's this type of mauve, type of purplish brick burgundy magenta, and I'm gonna go ahead and buff all of the edges out and all of that jazz. So you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, wait till when I start on my complexion. Oh my god, I know, right? I'm doing the full face, right? The foundation that I bust out and some of the products that I'm going to use today, I'm like, gosh, I gotta like get rid of some of this stuff. You know what? In fact, I did pull out a foundation. I probably need to do a foundation of the week on it. There are some things I'm seeing in my foundation collection that I might just like literally just have to get rid of, because one of my foundations, the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, although I do love it, like the pump is acting all funny and it's like getting clogged because it's like super old. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And it's not even that old. That's not even one of the oldest foundations I have, but it's getting clogged, and I hate when foundations do that. When they get clogged in the pump and you can't even pump it out, that like agitates me. Now I'm gonna go in with Standout and then Popular. So I'm gonna go in with Standout right here, and then I'm gonna do Popular in the inner corner. I'm gonna blend it all out and all of that good jazz. I know y'all like when I say all of that good jazz, right? You know that's my term. I need to be getting some merch. That's what I need to do. But speaking about merch, I think if I ever like came out with some merch, I would have a lot of material. You know what I'm saying? Because I say so many things, but you know, that's a product of having lived so long. In fact, tell me, what would you guys think of that I say all the time that would go on a t-shirt? I'm not even gonna, you know, really say what I think would go on a t-shirt or the things that I say on, you know, a regular basis, but I want you guys to tell me which some of the terms that I would put on like a t-shirt. See how well you guys know me. See, I'm just putting that like right in the middle, and this is like a dark kind of, well, it's a shimmer obviously, but it's like an army green shade. Focus. Yeah, it's like a really pretty like army green shimmer, but I'm just gonna put that right in the middle, and then I'm gonna blend it into that purple so it can give a real good transition, and then bring it up all the way up to the brow bone, but I'm fluffing it out a little bit more up here. I'm gonna go in and blend it all out though later. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this like shimmery yellow. This is like a leprechaun type of goldish yellow shimmer. Blend that sucker on in. Now I'm gonna take this previous brush and go ahead and blend out these edges all the way to the inner corner. Okay guys, I'm liking this look. I'm liking it because I like to do like these colorful type of grungier looks, you know, not so cut crease-ish, or you know what I mean, just nice and colorful and grungy. So now I'm gonna go into Stroke of Luck right here, and it's just like this matte type of neon mustard yellow type of shade type of majigga, and I'm going to just put that in my lower inner corner where the lash line meets. I didn't pull the shade all the way in because I wanted to use this color, and I'm just gonna, you know, just put that right there on the outer, well, inner corner. Then just for a little pizzazz, I have decided to go in with just a little bit of glitter in the inner corner. I feel you could kind of see it on camera, but in real life you could really see it. And so I'm just going to go in with a little touch of glitter in the inner corner by Midas Cosmetics in Glow Getta. Okay guys, let's take a break from the eyes and start doing the complexion, which I'm really excited about because I busted out some stuff I have not even used like at all. Here's one of these products. It's called Glassy by In Touch of Soul. This is something I got in a BoxyCharm, and it's supposed to be like a moisturizing type of primer, give you the glow and all of that jazz. I did use it a few times, but it was a while back. So let's go ahead and put that on the skin. It smells pretty good. It's not like heavily fragrance. I think I just put too much, but whatever. My face is dry right now, so I'm not mad about giving it a little bit of extra glow and moisturization. You guys usually know I go in with my Gerard Cosmetics BB Illumination and moisturizer, but Gonna do something different and shop my stash. I like this. It gives you a nice glow. It's supposed to be a primer as well. But so far so good. I like it. It definitely hydrates. It definitely feels hydrating for sure. Okay, talk about primers that I have not touched and I can't remember. This is by Urban Decay. It's the Optical Illusion Complex Primer. Soothing Rosehip and Argan Oil Per Perfecting. I don't even remember. I don't know. Blur out your pores, I guess. And I know I liked it, but I just can't remember. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this in the middle of my T-zone. But yeah, like, do you guys remember this? So let's just use a little bit. Ooh, okay. It's giving me, you know. Oh crap. I apparently put too much. It's definitely giving me the Pore Professionals vibe. Y'all, I totally forgot about this. Like, I don't even know what to expect. It's giving me like a white cast, apparently. The foundation I'm going to bust out is the Dewy Foundation by Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus. I have two shades. I know I'm just going to go ahead and mix them. One of them is caramel. The other one is desert beige. I'm just going to mix the two to make a cocktail. One thing I want to tell you guys about this foundation is that the original Photo Focus foundation was my #1 top foundation from the drugstore that I loved. And of course, you guys know what overrode that was the Born to Glow by NYX. And so I had ended up getting these two. Apparently, I don't think I was that impressed because I haven't touched it since I did a review on it. I believe I did a review on it. I will link that above if so. But I'm just gonna mix these two and see what happens. It is very, very liquidy. And of course, I got way too much on my hand. I'm just trying to mix the two together. Okay, so I'm just gonna dot that on because my tan is like leaving me, y'all. I mean, although I'm more tanned on my body, like this looks light, you know what I mean, comparing to my shoulders. So, and of course I'm going ham. Let me see, I'm gonna put some more of the caramel in it because the caramel one is darker. Well, not by much. Okay, let me stop because I'm already putting too much on, doing the absolute most. You guys know I usually use a brush, but see, it is lighter than but that's okay. You know, I'd rather it be like this. It's okay, and then I'll be darkening it up anyway with my bronzer. I'm not mad at it so far. It's just like light compared to my body. Okay, I'm not like mad at this foundation at all. I definitely need to start using this like every day, especially like when I'm going to work, because you know this is a foundation that's not expensive at all, and I have 2 bottles of it and I need to get through it, and I do like it. I'm not mad at it at all. So yeah. Okay, so next for the concealer, what I busted out, shame on me, when it came to drugstore concealer, one of my favorite drugstore concealers were, and still is, I just haven't touched it, is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And then my #1 concealer that, you know, I loved for a long time, it was like my top #1, and I don't know if it's my top #1 now, but it's definitely probably still in my top 3, is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. And this is in the shade Ginger. So I'm gonna use these two because I think some of them, I think one of them or 2 of them is empty, but let's just see. Let's go in with the Maybelline first. Okay, there's hardly nothing in this, so I'm gonna use this and then we're gonna chuck it. Okay, so we'll blend this out and then I'm gonna go in still with this. I just want to blend it out to see what it looks like. I'm not mad at it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the Nars Radiant. This one is damn near empty as well, but let's go in to see if it gives me, yeah, see, this is gonna be a little bit more bright. And you guys know I love me a bright under eye. This seems like I have more in the container, so I'm not chucking this. Okay, this thing is $30 too, I think, something like that. I'm certainly not chucking it. Gonna use it to the last little bit. Oh yeah, you see how that brightened up under my eye? Let's go ahead and set very lightly under eyes. I'm going to continue to use the Beauty Bakery powder, but barely. I'm going to, you know, tap that bad boy out because, you know, I'm not a baker or anything like that, and I don't like a lot of powder. but that just brightens it up even more. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna, you know, bronze and contour, and so it'll come together. So are you guys still using this Beauty Bakery powder? You know, I mean, I know it is a cult classic, but I don't hear or see people using it that often lately, you know. Like I said, you know, every time something new comes out, it's like, you know, we forget about the products that we have that are just as good as ever. We just don't use it. Okay, so before I even bronze and contour, what I'm going to do, I do have my Sacha Buttercup powder that I was going to set the face with, but what I'm going to do instead is use my Sephora Microsmooth powder in Deep. And I love this powder. I discovered this powder through Alyssa Ashley a long time ago, but I haven't been using it. It's actually a foundation, but I actually just use it to set. And I think this is gonna go well because I feel like my foundation is super light, and so this will give me some color back to my skin. So this is what I'm gonna set the entire face with. Hopefully it's not too dark, but what I'm gonna use is my Sigma dual fiber brush, so it's like a light application. You know what I'm saying? Because this will be more of an airbrush finish instead of me just packing with a brush and going in. So let's try it that way and see what it looks like. I am really loving shopping my stash. More videos to come like this. And so see, oh my god, absolutely, absolutely. So using this brush, you know, I'm just, you know, literally taking it and doing one of these numbers, you know, tapping it and just going for broke, circular motions, whatever, how you want to apply it. Okay, it's so light and so airy. This is like one of the best products that I like from Sephora that are complexion products. This is like perfect. Okay guys, I am really liking the way this is coming out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so happy I busted out some of these old products. Now the bronzer that I'm gonna go into with is the NYX matte bronzer. This was in my top, I think, 7 bronzers. I will link that video above so you guys could go see. And here it is right here. I do love it. I hit pan on it, but I have had this bronzer for a long time, and you know, I consider myself definitely a bronzer freak. I love bronzers. Even if I'm not wearing any makeup or anything like that, I always have a bronzer, and so I have a lot of bronzers, and I really do love this one, but I haven't used it frequently or anything like that. Okay, and this, by the way, is in the shade Deep Tan. So let me just go ahead and tap the way I usually do. You guys know I like to tap my bronzer in and then buff it. See that? Pretty, right? Look how pretty that is. Yes, I am liking it. So I decided what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put some blush on. Y'all know I don't be using blush, but guess what? I have been using it a lot lately in terms of, well, I don't want to say a lot, but every time I do my makeup, I'm trying to incorporate blush a little bit more often, only to really get rid of my stash. So my container of blushes is like literally this big, like I explained this before in another video. And so one of my favorite blushes that I do love is by actually Pierre. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this cosmetics company, but I have known about them for quite some time, about from 2016, and this is the Mineral Blush Autumn Glow. Now why I like this is because it is super light. It's a powdered, or a mineral blush rather, and I think it goes on my skin very, very, very just like super smooth and beautiful and all that jazz. And I think I like it because it gives me that bronze glow, because I love to be bronze. I'm not like a blush, you know, put flush of red and pink and all that stuff in my cheeks. It makes it look like that I have blush on, but it's like really super sheer and glowy and all that stuff. It's very hard for me to explain. Okay, I'm probably not even doing a good job at it right now, but this is what we're gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna wear. Okay, so I'm taking my MAC brush and I'm very lightly dusting it. You gotta do one of those numbers and just lightly just put it on the balls of the cheeks and bring it up a little bit. And it's like so subtle, but so pretty. Look at that, but so pretty. And this is one of the main, like, the blushes that I have that I really like are all mineral blushes. They are ones that, you know, you have to dust on. They're not, you know, in a compact form. Pretty and subtle. So boom. Okay, like I feel like I'm all over the place. You know what I want to do next is a little bit of contour. I just want to like deepen up that just a little bit. And I got the Black Radiance medium to dark contour palette. Okay, I haven't touched this in a long time. I obviously hit pan on this highlighter, but we're gonna just darken it up. And I haven't used this in so long, and I do love this palette. This palette is, you know, when I first bought it, it was hard for me. It wasn't hard for me, but it took me a minute to get it right, only because it's so freaking pigmented. Like, it really, really is. And so the brush that I like to go in with, it's the Morphe 530 brush, and I just like using this because I feel like it gets right deep right there into the corner where you want the product to be. So I'm gonna try my best, and hopefully I do not mess this up, because I usually do because it's so pigmented. But what I'm gonna do is just I just dip in between the two, but the last shade I dip into is the lighter one. Okay, so I just want to just go ahead and do a little contour, and I'm just gonna place it first right where I want it to be, just like this. So I'm barely touching my skin, and then I'm just gonna swipe it and circle it out. You see, just a little bit, just a little bit. See, I'm getting it right, just a little bit. And then if necessary, I'll go back over it with my bronzer brush, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. Like, and I'm holding the brush all the way down here, so I'm not, you know, the product is being dispensed the way I need it to be dispensed. And now for a highlight. Now I'm about to bust out something that I haven't used in forever, and yet it was like a cult classic. When I say it was a cult classic, it was a cult classic. I mean, everybody and their mama was using this highlighter, and it is by Laura Geller Gilded Honey. I have hit pan on it because I used to use it like that. Now, for me and my skin tone, it's not like that I was going to be seen by Jesus, you know what I'm saying, sparkling down here, although he always sees me, but you know what I'm saying. It wasn't because of this that he saw me, okay? And so I feel like it is buildable from what I remember, but the thing about it is just so smooth and like just really creamy, and it just blends into the skin. That's what made this such a cult classic. And so I'm gonna see, and I got me a clean reel. Let me wipe it off with all the other highlighter, and I'm gonna go in and just keep on swirling, see what it does now, you know, especially because I do have a lighter foundation on and all that stuff, and I'm going ham with the circling motion, okay? Like I'm packing it on this brush, and let's see what happens. I'm going lightly. You see what I'm saying? It's like some pretty stuff. It's just beautiful. Okay, it's just like a different type of, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's beaming though. No, it's not. It's not. It's actually, it's perfect. Let me just blend it out. I'm gonna have to blend it out a little bit more. It's just a beautiful finish. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like my, you know, if I could think about one of my banging highlights would be like Rodeo Drive by Ofra. Now it ain't like Jesus gonna see me with that highlighter, okay? You know, but this is just still a perfect highlight that is certainly noticeable. You know what I'm saying? It's certainly noticeable. It's just the way it lays on the skin that makes it so beautiful and popular. You know what I'm saying? So the setting spray that I'm gonna go into with, that I haven't used at all, is this Pixi Glow Mist right here, and I do like this. It definitely gives you a glow. Does it set your makeup like that? I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was just more purposes for, you know, diminishing that powdery look more so than really making your makeup stay. I don't really feel it does that like that. Not like my Urban Decay or my Gerard Cosmetics. And now what I'm going to do is take my beauty sponge and just do one of these numbers, just like blend everything in. I'm just pressing everything into the skin so it could just have a seamless blend. Okay guys, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find some lashes, blah blah blah. We will come back with a Lippie from my stash, which I haven't picked yet, so I got to go and find an oldie but a goodie, and I'll be right back. All right, beautiful people, I am back. I have the lashes on by Bella Co. I love her lashes. She is a black owned brand, and these are in the style Rich, B-I-T-C-H. And the Lippie that I busted out, that is like a blast from the past, which I haven't used, is by MAC. I love their lip glasses. My favorite lip glass is Oh Baby, Cult, Classic, and this one is in Bucks or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it on the screen. This almost reminds me of Oh Baby a little bit, but not quite. And I don't never hear or see people like talk about these matte glasses anymore. I don't know why. I don't even know why I haven't, but I love them. But I have so many Lippies in my collection, is like unreal. Alright guys, here's the final look, and I think I made a mistake. I don't think these are Rich, B-I-T-C-H. I think they're Isabella, but I'll make that correction down in the description bar. I totally forget. But anyway, I do like the way it came out. I am loving the grunginess of the eye color with the purple and the yellow and the green. I will definitely be doing more Shop My Stash videos in the future. They will be full faces. Some of them may just be the eye look, but I think I'm just going to do like the full face because, you know, that's where it's at, because I have so much makeup and I just have to go ahead and get through it, and this is the best way to do it, is to do these videos. So if you like my Shop My Stash look, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know all the tea and all of that jazz, and until my next video, y'all, I love you. Bye bye now.